Hey, everybody. My name is Ryan, and it is Foodie Friday. Look, last week we were supposed to be with Tease Tease. They had an illness in the family and couldn't make it. So apologize for us missing that one. But we are back, and we're starting a food truck series. So from now until about the 1st of February, it's just going to be food trucks. And we're going to go out there and do that. And today I have Mary from Bubba's Fish Shack. And welcome to Lebanon Now.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So tell me a little bit about, just give me an overview, because we got about 10, 15 minutes here to talk and eat some food, but give me a little bit of an overview about the food truck business, Bubba's, and just how did you end up with a food truck?
Well, so it was my husband's dream. His family, they are into fish fries, setting limb lines, doing fish fries on the riverbank and everything. So he wanted to bring that out to everybody. So he looked at food trucks, and that's what he decided to go with. We both still work full time, and we do this weekends and evenings. So this is his family tradition that we're sharing with everybody. It's a very difficult process. We talk to a lot of people, and they're always telling us, "Oh yeah, I think we want to do food trucks. It's easy, make a lot of money," and they have no idea. There's a lot of work involved.
One of my favorite things and why I kind of wanted to do Foodie Friday is I used to manage restaurants like back in the day. That was like, when you're a teenager, and I just liked it. So I stayed there. I liked the challenge of it or whatever. And the old theory is if you want $2 million or you want $1 million in a restaurant, start with 2, because it's just that money fight and you're going to keep going down. And I can only imagine food trucks are a little harder because you don't have a standard. You're constantly hustling to get from what the best spot to the best spot. And sometimes that could be a couple towns away or tell me how that works where you're picking the best spot to be.
So we really haven't had to venture too far outside of Lebanon. Lebanon's been pretty good to us. Marshfield, they absolutely love food trucks. The whole inspection process is difficult, so that's why we haven't gone too far. But you have to talk to city officials, see what their process is. Lebanon requires a permit, plus you have to have your inspection through the health department. So that takes a little bit of time. And then you have to go to individual businesses or wherever you want to set up and ask them, will you let us sit here? And then, you can't have 2 or 3 food trucks there because you're taking up parking, and there's just a lot of logistics involved in that.
Yeah. And I know Lebanon's got some parameters of where you can be and where you can't be as well.
Yes. So they have the farmers market, which is a great place to sit up. And we love doing events there. But you can't be on Commercial Street because of the downtown area. Completely understandable. There's restaurants down here and everything. But our point of view is if you want to go in somewhere, sit down and eat, you're going to a restaurant.
Yes.
But you don't want to cook. You want something good. You don't want to go through fast food. Then you go to a food truck. There's a lot of great options out there. We work with a lot of great food trucks. We do a lot of events with other trucks. And like I said, Marshfield, they're great. They have places to set up. They have a food truck park. We haven't set there, but we did a lot of truck pulls there.
Yeah.
And those are great events. Keep you very busy, busier than you want to be most of the time.
I think when I look at the food truck parts, my favorite part would be if I had a food truck is trading food with the other food trucks and trying their food. Do you guys do that often?
We do. We have several food trucks that we really enjoy visiting. And if we see them sitting out and about and we're not there, then we swing by. Not only do we get good food, but we're supporting another small business. And most of the food trucks around here are local businesses. Just because we're mobile doesn't mean we're not from this area.
Yeah.
Our kids go to the high school here in town. They play sports. We are local, and most of the food trucks here are.
Hey, if you're watching, put down here because we're getting ready to start tasting the food. Go ahead and drop in the comments what your favorite thing from Bubba's Fish Shack is, because I love your food. By the way, I'm partially inclined to you. I eat your food quite often, more often than my doctor wants me to, because you got to admit, and we're going to cover that it's not the healthiest of food, but it is some of the most delicious food.
Yes, and we do. We have a recipe we use. We don't share it with anybody. We do warn people, hey, if you have a food allergy, we don't want to take a chance. Okay?
Right.
We're not saying it's not safe, but we'd rather not find out.
And that's what I always ask people is because because my wife, she's celiac and she can't, there's a lot of things she can and can't eat. So that kind of limits where we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, every time I ate your food, she was not with me. So let's start. We're going to start over here and we're going to go ahead and put, what are we looking at here?
So those are our cheese curds. Very popular. They go great with ranch, marinara. I prefer them plain. We are the only food truck that has these.
Mm-hmm.
Our salesman promised us a great deal and said people would love them. And they do. We go through a lot of those.
They're insanely good.
Yeah.
Like they really are. Fried cheese is one of those things. How are you going to go wrong with fried cheese?
Right.
That's not a thing you're going to go wrong with. And and they're very good.
Thank you.
So when it comes to the cheese curds, do you sell, we're going to get to what your most bought product is, but I'm guessing you sell a ton of the cheese curds.
We do. So they come in 5-pound bags, and a typical event, we will go through about 25, 30 pounds of cheese curds. So
that's a lot.
It is a lot. And we have 5 boys, my husband and I do. So we've had to feed them over the years, and it's not cheap,
right?
Especially when they're teenagers and in sports. So when we started this, we wanted to provide a good meal, a meal that would fill you up, but that you could afford, because we were feeding kids and we know what that's like. So
and you nailed it on those cheese curds, because I forget exactly how many poundage you said, but that's about what I think I could eat in one setting. So let's move on to this one right here. This looks like chicken.
It is. When we first started out, we only offered fish. And we had a lot of people, fish isn't for everybody. Once they tried it, if you can convince them it's something different and they try it, they love it. And then they never realize it's fish. But we started doing chicken, especially for kids, and we sell a lot of chicken. So
a couple of the things that are in here. These are...
So those are fried biscuits.
Okay.
In the food truck, we don't have a lot of storage space, a lot of refrigerator space. So we can't do hush puppies. Right. And that's what everybody asks for. But we don't do hush puppies. We do fried biscuits. That's another thing that my husband's family did on the riverbank. You just... my granny always called them WAP biscuits. Those canned biscuits, you just open the can, plop them in the oil, fry them, and you're good to go.
That is one of my favorite things to do with those biscuits, by the way. Is you're cooking some eggs, bacon, you got all that going, toss those biscuits in the pan while you're cooking. Oh my gosh, so good. And that's what that reminds me of. It is so good. So tell me a little bit about, we're going to get to the chicken in a second. You warned me to salt the French fries before I ate them.
Yeah, we have a lot of people who ask us not to salt the fries, and it's just easier for us not to. We do cook them with onions, so there's fried onions in there as well.
I saw that. Yeah, that was one of the first things that I saw right there.
Yep. People love those. So the onion adds flavor. We don't add salt. We send out salt packets if you want them. And so, everybody's happy that way.
Are your fries fresh cut?
They are.
That was one of the things that I noticed, because when you go to fast, they've got these very pristine, very whatever. And even at home, when you cut up a potato and you fry it, it looks a certain way.
Yep.
And if you're a big fan of those home cut fries, they are so good.
They are good. These don't crisp up as well as at a brick and mortar restaurant,
right? Because
we don't have the cooling space. And a lot of times we're so busy, it's nothing for us to go through 300 or 400 pounds of potatoes in a night. So we cut these on site, and
those are some of the best fries I've ever got from a food truck, by the way.
Thank you.
We were at I was at some at the Civic Center, and you guys were there. And I got those and sat down. It's the first time I'd had your guys' fries. And this is what I made at home. This is what my grandma made at home.
Yep.
You slice them, you cut them, you throw them on a plate. Man, those are good. So let's do a little bite of the chicken here. Let's go ahead and... So white meat, chicken breast strips. Very southern chicken.
So we have 2 different chickens strips that we use. These are our newer ones. They are a little more seasoned than our original ones, but the response has been great. People love them. And our meals come with 4 pieces of chicken. So again, it's a full-sized meal, fills you up.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a big chicken fan, right? But I understand everybody who doesn't like a good chicken tender, right? And they go there, and I think every restaurant should have chicken tenders on their menu because that is such a default.
It is.
For I want fish, I want this, I want that, kids, everything else, and you're doing them well. All right, so let's look at the fish. Let's look at the fish, which is by far my favorite thing that you have there. So tell me a little story about the fish.
Okay, so when we first started the food truck, it was right before COVID hit. And we had everything going. We had our suppliers lined out. And then COVID hit and things kind of got halted for a little bit. And prices of fish and everything else tripled.
Yes.
And we had already committed to the food truck, and we'd already bought it. We'd already put everything into it. And we were like, what are we going to do now? Is this even going to be affordable now? So it was touch and go there for a while. Luckily, prices started to come down, and we were good to go. So this is catfish. It's a family recipe on the breading, slightly seasoned, not too spicy, not too salty. We've had a lot of compliments on it. People ask us all the time, what is it? And I'm like, sorry, can't tell you.
It is perfect is what it is. And I'll fight somebody that tells me otherwise. So I've gotten the luxury in my life. I've been to 48 states, Canada, Mexico, whatever. This is some of the best cooked and best breaded catfish I've ever had.
Well, thank you.
That when we put out the sign up and you signed up, I was like, yes. Because on Friday, it can be Foodie Friday or it's Ryan Gets a Free Meal Friday, either way. So it's, I'm really excited, looking at who's coming in. And when I seen it was you, because I think a lot of people hear fish, right? It's a big staple. And as you get less time to do so, I remember going camping with my family. You go, you put the lunker lines, you grab the catfish, you put them in the cooler overnight, you kill them, cut them up the next day, you fry them there at the campsite. Yours is so close to what I remember having at those campsites.
Yep, and that's what we wanted to go for. We've had several customers recently from Canada, and they're like, well, what kind of fish is it? And when we told them it's catfish, they're like, what is that? They'd never even heard of it. And because it wasn't their normal, they didn't even want to try it. And I'm like, look, you just try it, no charge, here you go. Because once they try it, they love it. They came back, they ate with us 3 times. That was at the Starvey Creek Bluegrass Festival in Conway, and they were there all weekend. They absolutely loved it. So you got to try it. I mean,
absolutely, just 100% my favorite fish in town. And then you do something really special with them, which is our next thing here, and which are the fish tacos.
Yes.
Here. And while I start digging into these, tell me a little bit about where you guys are going to be soon, in the next few weeks or whatever. Where are you going to be and what you got coming up?
So tomorrow, actually, during the Christmas parade, we are going to be at the Methodist Church. The Lebanon Art Guild has a craft show going on there at the Methodist Church. So we will be set up in their back parking lot. They're behind the car wash. And we'll be there from, I think it's 10 to 5. And then, of course, we have Christmas in the Park coming up the first weekend in December, and then Christmas on Commercial. So those will be our big events coming up.
Christmas on Commercial is such a big deal in this town.
It is.
It is huge. And shout out to Ozark Fiber and myself, which are sponsoring it this year, right?
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome. Because last year it was such a big deal. It was our first time televising it. It was our first team up with Ozark Fiber. And now we're here, so it's always got kind of a special. But the fact, I don't think there's many towns left in America, or maybe I'm wrong, that have that Christmas card feel every now and then. I was at the mayor's tree lighting last night. Rain scared a few people off, but it was still pretty good. And then that Christmas on Commercial, as you're walking down the street, the entire town's here and the parade goes out and people are coming in and out of the fish shack and doing that. It's just such a Hallmark movie, Christmassy feel for this town.
It is. It's a wonderful event. I'm glad they started doing it. We have a lot of people who come out, and we've had a lot of people message us and ask if we were going to be there. And it's a great time for everybody. It's a great time to get some Christmas shopping done. I try to sneak away a little bit to get to some of the stores, and it doesn't always work. But it's just a great time for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, if you get to sneak away, come find us. We're right outside of Ozark Fiber, broadcasting And it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you brought me something to eat. So, because we're going to be there most of the night. All right. So thank you so much. The fish tacos, explain those, because that sauce on there is insane too.
Okay, so the sauce is a homemade sauce. I had never had fish tacos. My husband was absolutely against it. He said the only thing that should be on tacos is steak or chicken.
Right.
And if he wanted tacos, he was going to the Mexican house, he said. So we had a lot of people ask, and I'm like, it can't be that hard. So we did a little research. We tried a few things, gave out a lot of tacos, trying to get ideas and thoughts. And so this is what we ended up with. And we sell a ton of them.
Because traditionally, when fish tacos became a trend, it's more like grilled fish.
Yes.
It's to get rid of the way they're breaded. But just as any Southerner, Midwesterner would do, we deep fried that, put all the stuff that we put on our plate in a tortilla, and we love it.
Yes.
And that's 100%. It's you've got the lettuce, you've got the sauce, you've got the fish, and once again, the fish is the same catfish that we just tasted. That sauce is killer. So thank you so much for stopping by. Is there anything else? There's a couple questions I always end with. One, is there anything that you really want the public to know about Bubba's that maybe they don't?
So we do a lot with the community, and we give back to a lot of programs and organizations, youth football, FFA programs, dance organizations. So anytime you come visit us, that goes back to the community. Just like any small business here in town, like I said, we're just a small local business as well, and we give back to our community all the time. So.
And I do. I see you at charity events all the time. I see you giving back. And you already let us know where you were going to be. So I guess that does wrap us up. Everybody just stay tuned. Tomorrow is our big Christmas. If you're watching this in real time, or if you're watching this by the time Saturday gets here, we're doing Christmas Parade tomorrow. Coverage starts at 11. That's brought to you by Ozark Fiber, Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce, and Lebanon Now, plus many others. We'll see. Our coverage kicks off at 11. And then tune in next week. It's going to be a little light programming next week. We're going to take some time off for Thanksgiving. And next Friday, we'll continue our food truck series here on Foodie Friday. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.